I think it's fair to say that federal Liberal Health Minister Mark Holland went a little nuts last week in the House of Commons. He was asked by an Alberta MP, Rachel Thomas, whether or not the government would support the Conservatives' motion coming up this week to suspend federal taxes on fuel. That includes the carbon tax and the federal excise tax, about 35 cents a litre. And Thomas said, well, we're doing this as a party. We're encouraging this so that Canadians can afford to travel the country this summer on road trips. And Holland went berserk. Holland said, I have good news for kids. They won't have to be locked in a car for 10 straight days with no bathroom breaks, as the Conservatives want. I have no idea what that means. Who in heaven's name locked their kids in a car for 10 straight days on a road trip with no bathroom stops? It's nuts. Then he went on to say, and kids could now help the environment because they'll encourage their parents to stay home and not drive around and emit all of those carbon dioxide poisons into the air. You see what I mean when I said he went nuts? One of the greatest things that my family ever used to do, and my family did not have a lot of money when I was growing up, is my mother would save everything she could so that we could take a 1 week or a 2 week driving vacation every summer. We went to Expo 67 when I was little. We went to the Black Hills of South Dakota and Little Bighorn, famous battlefield in Montana. We went to Disneyland. Looking back on our family's finances, I have no idea how my mother was able to save the money to get us to drive to Disneyland. But it is a memory that I have had my entire life. I remember winters with my mother going through magazines, and there used to be little ads in magazines that said, if you'd like a free information package on tourism in North Dakota, write off to this address. We'd clip the little coupon, we'd fill it out, and I would send it in. That was one of my tasks. And we loved it. We would imagine all these different places we might go. We went to the Saskatchewan Homecoming in 1971, which is when the government of Saskatchewan tried to encourage tourism to their province by asking people who'd moved away from the province to come home and vacation there. We drove all over Saskatchewan that summer. It was fantastic. We would stamp around Alberta, which was a very similar sort of project in Alberta. We went to the coast one time. I got to see a lot of Canada and part of the Western United States. And I formed lifelong memories from all of that. That's not an unpleasant 10-day trip locked without bathroom breaks in the car. Everybody in my family had a little task. We would camp, we would enjoy ourselves, and we learned all sorts of things. And Mark Holland thinks that that's going to destroy the planet. This just shows you how absolutely out of touch with ordinary Canadians the Liberals have become. And remember, in the 2019 election, this is the same party that was going to give low-income Canadians $2,000 a year to buy camping equipment and take trips to the forests and national parks and beaches. This is a party whose leader, Justin Trudeau, flies off to surf in Tofino or goes to private islands in the Bahamas. He goes off to Jamaica and stays with friends for $84,000 holidays over a Christmas break. He is the second most emitting G7 leader behind Emmanuel Macron. It surprised me. I thought it would be Joe Biden with Air Force One, the U.S. president. But on an annual basis, Trudeau emits more carbon dioxide through his flights around the country and out of the country and off to vacations than anyone else except Emmanuel Macron from France. And Mark Holland has the audacity to preach to ordinary Canadians that they should not get in their cars and drive around their region or to some other region in the country for a week or two and enjoy the brief summers that we have in this country. These people are completely obsessed with environmentalism and totally out of touch with ordinary Canadians. For Post Media, I'm Lorne Gunter.